Wiggle here. I'm working on fixing the mounting on that solar panel. See this one on the far right, the left corner, how it's dropped down, came loose. Gotta fix that. I'm also going to be hanging that 6 panel. I'll show you what I got going on with that. So I got to get a piece of 3/4 conduit, cut it the length of the panel, the width of this panel, laying on the side. Also want to show you, had a wire come loose from the solar charger. I don't know if chickens did it, I don't know if I did it. Anyway, the pressure pump has been running on battery bank for who knows how long. I got out here, it's down to 2 volts. And I couldn't get the solar charger to come on, and I can't even get the battery chargers to charge. So I am charging directly, PV direct, to my batteries right now with no solar charger, trying to pull the amperage up. Later on today, when the battery bank's up high enough, I'm going to unhook from my panel box there and run it back through the controller. What a pain. I had all my battery chargers. I have 4 battery chargers. I have them all into action trying to get those batteries up. And it's a pain because it's a 24 volt battery bank and you got to use 12 volt chargers. You got to unhook things and make it all work. So right now I'm just charging up all these old batteries with my battery chargers to see what we actually have as usable still. So I'll be doing that later. Right now, this panel that I need to, it's like 60. I'll show you. I've shown it before, but I'll show you it again how I cut it, just so folks might know how to make their own mounting here. All right, 66 1/4. So I'm going to cut it exactly the width. All right, here's a stainless U-bolt. I'm going to have the piece of 3/4 conduit, and these are my adjusters right here. So the conduit will run through the adjuster, and then this can pivot to allow for angle adjustment. And then the bottom, which we're going to be repairing, is these shutter hinges. I got to grab another shutter hinge pin too. And you got to make sure they're both pointing in. I had one pointing out the wrong way, so it slid off on me. So I got to turn that around. Got to get a little help bolted together. So 60 whatever and a half. I'll be right back. So I got it. I got my pipe cutter with the metal cutting, steel cutting wheel. Some of them are not hard enough. Got to make sure it's from conduit, not just copper. Anyway, I'll just use that to cut this whole piece of 3/4. Hello, Wiggle here. Got my 6th panel up. It's a little cockeyed, but we'll get that fixed. I got the 80 amp charge controller hooked up. It's less than 60 amps of panels, so the charger should be fine. The wire's a little undersized. We'll see at noontime what I was only reading 25 amps. But that was later in the day, and I got my sheet metal all buttoned back up temporarily. So what I want to show you, I'm working on this trolley for the meat locker, and I'm getting ready to notch my post for that header. So I'm going to use a chainsaw. So I built myself this little scaffold. I'm going to get up there on the scaffold. I'm going to put on my helmet, mostly so I keep the sawdust out of my face, and I'm going to notch. See that cut right there? There's a cut right there. I'm going to notch. It's about 2 inches deep, so I'm going to make a 2-inch notch. The header's 2.5. The way I got that line, see that notch there? That's where the trolley goes. So I just ran a string and used a string level to make my marks, and then I just got my little portable battery operated circular saw and made the cut, the square cut across the bottom where the bottom of the board will rest. So right now I'm going to get up there and try to notch my saw. Man, that wind was blowing that sawdust and that moisture right back in my face, even with my little screen on my helmet there. So I was having a hard time with this side. So I'm going to put the board up there with the rope, and then I'm going to mark it and try to figure out what I can do to get it notched where I need it. So butchered it a little bit, and it's got it off square. But I'm going to use the rope to hold it up there, and we'll just see how I can fix it. What a mess. Well, there's the rough idea of it. I'm going to call it a day. I'm tired, and I can see where I can get kind of an idea where to notch it. I'll put a little torpedo level on the face of that board, and I'll continue to notch it. I'll probably use a sawzall. I can't find my stupid reciprocating saw. It's somewhere. It'll be a little easier than a chainsaw, but it gave me a place to start working, so I can get up there and kind of figure out what I need to do. And then I'll bolt it through with washers and carriage bolts. Kind of just sitting there, obviously, but there it is. Sorry about that. So that will be where I bolt this carriage right here. This carriage will bolt right to that. Where I welded it there. That is the end coming. This bolts to that beam over there where that notch is. And then that other piece comes over here, and then I'll bolt it to that. And then I'll have my chain to the right chain hoist. So I can chain hoist my carcass up there, and then lower it down onto a hook, and then it'll be on the trolley, and I can trolley it all the way in. So I'm also going to have that stanchion right there. It's going to to get moved over here. So eventually, hopefully I'll be able to get the animal all the way down here, get his head in there and do what I got to do. And it'll be right there. Pick it up. Actually, the stanchion needs to be further forward. We have the animal head up here, and I do what I got to do. That way when I pick it up by its hind legs, if I do it that way, it'll be a little less convenient. So yes, I'll put the stanchion up here between these two posts. Boom, boom. So I just need to move that over. Originally I was going to bring the animal in through here and get his head. So this is all going to get disassembled and moved over there. Have it like a gate. Have it on a hinge where I can just swing it open and closed and out of the way. I'll swing it back this way because I'm going to have a door going into this room here. This will be a room for a clean game and chickens and that such. There's about a water line and a drain line right there. So cool. Well, tomorrow is Saturday, so I'm taking a break. So I just thought I would show you where I'm getting on this. And it was a nice warm day, so I really worked all day long trying to get as much done as I could. So when the cold comes again, that always slows me down a bit. So anyway, this is Wiggle Out for now. Y'all take it easy.